I'm Paul,
I'm Steve.
and this is a Shelfie. I'm going to talk about a character, and then I'm going to talk about one of the stories that the character was in. But the character is the infamous, famous, depending on how you look at her, Domino Lady. Domino Lady was one of the pulp heroes that predate the superhero era from the 30s. And what separates Domino Lady from, like, say, Doc Savage and the Shadow is Domino Lady appeared in what were called the Spiceys. And what the Spiceys were is the Spiceys were adventure magazines that would slide in some. I mean, by today's standard, it's tame as a kitten, but back then, talking about, say, like the lingerie she's putting in, or their obsession with ladies' arms,
naughty
was naughty. Well, Domino Lady appeared in this magazine called, like, Saucy Romantic Adventures, because everything was either spicy, saucy, like being in a kitchen.
Yes.
But the crazy thing is there were only altogether there were only 6 Domino Lady stories written, and she fell into the public domain, which is all you need to do, because as soon as people find out your name is the Domino Lady and you're in the public domain, suddenly there's all kinds of what you could call pastiche being written out there. I might talk more about the Spiceys and characters like Domino Lady in the future, but I thought I'd talk about her first adventure. Speaking of her first adventure, Lars Anderson was the writer of all 6 of her stories. And for the longest time, people thought Lars Anderson was a pseudonym for somebody, but it turns out that's probably not the case. It was they think it was some guy living down in New Orleans who watched like the political corruption in the area, and thought, I'm gonna make a character. I'm gonna put her in, like, California. I'm gonna have her embroiled in the political system in there, and write stories about, like, how Domino Lady basically thwarts these, like, high collar, white collar, political crimes. Domino was Ellen Patrick, who was this, like, 20-odd-year-old debutante who's because they were always socialites and debutantes. Her father was like a big shot district attorney who was murdered by the corrupt California political system. And she puts on this really cool costume, because let's face it, I mean, a black domino mask, a black cape, and a white dress, and get you a little 22 automatic, and you're fighting crime. So in the Domino Lady collects, the Domino Lady is hired by a good friend of hers who's a debutante who got caught up in a compromising letters exchange with this fella who was running for lieutenant governor of California. And so Domino Lady attempts to blackmail him, and, like, if the world finds out, this is how naive we were back then. If the world found out about some of the scandals that this would-be lieutenant governor is involved in, it would end his career.
Yeah. Or, which it wouldn't now, unless he was a black woman or a woman.
Yes. Yeah.
Or black
exactly.
man, probably.
Exactly. For the longest time, Ellen Patrick, that's Domino Lady, Ellen Patrick has been putting off going to this guy's parties. She keeps getting invited to them, and finally she relents, goes to it, seduces him, finds the paperwork. She carries aside from carrying a little 22 automatic, she also carries a hypodermic needle full of knockout juice, which apparently you can have in the 1930s. I mean, you could go to a drugstore and buy a Tommy gun in the 1930s. But, and then basically clears her friend's name, and of course, the guy's career comes to a crashing halt. Because again, it's fiction. it's interesting because the writing of the story is really good. It's not sensationalized, really. Like you, it's kind of just matter of fact, and it's very short. It's only like 12 pages long. But something about this character struck a chord with readers, and like the only reason why she kind of came and went was because the Spiceys had about a 2 or 3 year, run before, censorship. Which, if you read these, you're like, what? What decency are they talking about here?
Maybe they were too communist.
They talk about her lips. Oh my gosh, they talk about her lipstick as salacious. It's an interesting like footnote in pulp history that if you want to read some Domino Lady, this is from 2018. It was put out by Altus Press, which I don't even know if Altus Press is what else they do. But you get all the stories. The only thing you don't get in it, and I paid I think $18 or $19 for this. What you don't get in it is the art that the illustrations that tend to go along with the stories. But you could just Google Domino Lady and find them, and it's interesting. The Domino Lady Collects was the name of that story.
You talk about everybody having a mansion and debutantes and socialites. We're watching the Gilded Age right now, so all of that's like true. And everybody's corrupt. So
yeah, and it's amazing what was like the level of opulence that these people lived in.
Yeah.
While the depression and stuff was going on.
On a scale of 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, where do you put Domino Girl?
Domino Lady gets a 4 easily.
Domino Lady.
Domino Lady Collects gets a 2.
I can't do
anything. It's just kind of matter of fact. But don't let that dissuade you. Overall, this is a great book. It's got all 6 stories in it. All right, well, that's my Shelfie. So I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
And the next time you're looking for something to read,
check your Shelfie. I would like to state a correction. I said Domino Girl earlier. It's actually Domino Lady.
I think they figured it out, but
okay.